So this is meant to look really ominous, but in all seriousness, we're investigating a haunted house. Let me just try to get a light in here. So we're investigating a haunted house tonight. So I'm house sitting, and yeah, we live in like the backyard of my grandparents' house. My grandmother passed away in 2012, so it's basically just my grandfather and his new girlfriend or whatever. So we're gonna be investigating the house. My grandma, she didn't die in the house, but I'm kind of hoping that she'll come through. But there's also some very dark things in that house. There is something demonic there. A lot of us have encountered it. My glasses look really creepy in the shadow. But yeah, there is a demonic entity in that house. So I just want to give you guys a quick heads up what you should do if you're investigating a paranormal or haunted location. So first off, be respectful of whatever is in the area you're investigating, whether it's demonic or not. You're going to be respectful about whatever's going to be in there. Second of all, you're going to want to protect yourself, your aura. So what are we going to do? We're envisioning ourselves in a white light to protect ourselves. They call this Christ light or God's light, or just the light of love, if you will, if you're not religious. But this is protecting you. You can also protect yourself with a violet flame, but I suggest the white light if we're investigating haunted locations. So be respectful and protect your aura, protect yourself, and probably don't go alone, you know? So we'll see what's gonna happen, but the entity that's in the house was kind of interesting, because back when my father and his brother, which is my uncle, back when they were children, they had this friend that was kind of into Satanism, and he kind of drew like these satanic symbols on the walls and opening a portal. So yeah, the demonic entity came in. There is a lot of entities in the house, but you know, they don't really bother you. Most of them are just passing through. They painted the walls, like, and the sigils and the symbols and stuff, they just kept reappearing. Eventually they kept painting and painting, and eventually it kind of went away, but you know, that energy is still there. So back when my father was still a kid, he encountered the thing a lot, and it kind of scared him for a while until he kind of stood up for himself and made it very clear to this entity that it could no longer bother him or affect him. So he went in the pitch black darkness, sat with the entity and told him, like, no, you know, I'm not feeding you anymore, you can't harm me anymore, and if you don't allow it, dark entities can't do anything to you. So there was a couple of things that happened. One was my father and my uncle slept in the one room, and my grandfather in the other room with my grandmother, and they heard this smashing that sounded like a big glass bowl or something smashing on the floor in the kitchen, and they all three of them, my grandfather, my uncle, and my father, they all experienced sleep paralysis, which they were basically stuck to their beds for a couple of minutes, but I assume that felt much longer. So eventually when they got up and investigated, there was nothing that was broken, and my grandfather till this day doesn't believe in the paranormal or supernatural, even though he encountered it a couple of times. So that was the one incident. Another incident is my father and my mother, before I was born, but they were now like I guess in their 20s. They also house sitted the house, and they slept in the one living room. I'll show you guys when we go into the house, but they slept there, made it like a Christmas bed, you know, with a mattress on the floor, and they had like pizza and snacks and movies and everything. And you know, back then video shops were kind of a thing, so they just went and rented a couple of movies, and they were gonna be, you know, it was gonna be a nice night. And my father was like in the tub, my mother was lying in the mattress getting the movies and stuff ready, and she was lying on her stomach on the mattress, and something grabbed her on the leg and pulled her all the way through the hallway. And she didn't remember anything after that. She just knew she somehow got to my father, and they just left the house and went and slept at my other grandma's house, which was my mother's mother. So they didn't even sleep there. And yeah, I also had a couple of experiences myself. I have a very deep-rooted attachment to this house, and I don't know why. I guess it's paranormal, even though with my psychic abilities it's not really that fun. I get dreams about that house a lot. And one time when I was 14, I told you guys the story was on my my Paranormal Experiences series, and I told you the story about the demon when I was 14, okay? So just a quick recap. When I was 14, I had this bad nightmare. I was in the house in the one room, and there was this figure standing in the corner, and he taunted me, threatened me, whatever. And I woke up, and it was actually pitch black, and you know, the thing was really in the room. I wasn't dreaming anymore, and then it kind of grabbed me, or tried at least, and then, you know, I was very shaky afterwards. I'll link that video below, you can go watch the full story, but it was really eerie. And also when I was a kid, me and my cousin used to sleep in the little room as well, and even before I was born, my cousin slept there, and he also, you know, Ghostbusters was kind of a thing back then, you know, and he reportedly said to my grandparents that he saw Fatso in the room with him a couple of times. It was like a very big, tall, gigantic entity. And when we also slept there, you know, we also sometimes saw things or felt things. I mean, children are very susceptible to paranormal things. So I'm gonna blind myself with this flashlight, but I just want to tell you guys a little bit about what happened in the house and a couple of experiences. My grandmother, she didn't really experience much there. You know, like I said, if you don't allow them to do anything to you, they can't. Oh, and there was this other story before I forget. My father... Kremzen! My father had this, like, friend over, I guess, and he didn't believe in ghosts at all. He didn't believe in the paranormal. He said it was just a bunch of hocus pocus. So my father went into that room, which I'll be showing you guys, and he taunted that entity. And he said, okay, go into the room. If you can last 5 minutes in there, then I'll believe you. Ghosts don't exist. So my father went, he put the guy in the room, he left the room, and he closed the door. The door wasn't locked. They couldn't get the door open for it wasn't even 5 minutes. The guy went running out the door, he went running down the road screaming, and, you know, my father, he didn't never talk to my father again. So I don't know what he saw, what he encountered, but I have a pretty good idea based on my personal experiences there. So we're gonna go and see what we can get tonight. So yeah, I was initially gonna do this alone, but I thought, you know, this is a shit idea. Very shitty idea, so I'm gonna take my fiance with me, so he's just basically gonna tag along. You're not probably gonna see much of him, though he's not really into being on camera in case something happens, because I don't want to be stuck there by myself in the darkness in the night. I mean, it's pretty late. We're gonna do this like proper way. I'll give you guys the time when we go into the house. So my friends also did have a small experience there. One time I don't know why we went into the house. My grandpa was also on holiday, and I also think we needed to put on the lights or something in the house. And he felt really uncomfortable in that room, and he kind of felt like stuck. You know, there was this like big time lapse that he had. Like, we were in there for I think 3-4 minutes, and it felt like hours to him, and it was just really, really bizarre. So let's go ahead and see what we can get. Okay, so spiritual kit we're taking with us is that magic 8-ball, incense, some black obsidian, snowflake obsidian, the flashlight, and my cell phone so that we can record any EVPs coming through. Okay, so we're in the house now. My fiance is just gonna chill here in the living room while I explore the house. We have some dogs here with us, so if anything weird should happen, they should alert us. So we already put on some lights, but there's not that many lights on in the house, so we'll just see what happens. So this is the one living room. If we walk through here, here is the other living room. So this is the story where I told you where my mother made the Christmas bed, and she was pulled through here, down here, all the way through there, down the hallway. So we walk through here. Over here is the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. There's the back door, which we'll be exiting later. That's just the radio. Okay, so turn the radio off. So we walk all the way through here. Okay guys, so apparently my fiance's attention's been drawn to this corner here. I don't know. We'll probably just do a little EVP session over here later. There's apparently something over there. Okay, so we're just gonna explore the rest of the house. So yeah, like I said, we were in the kitchen, and this is the hallway. Down there is the bathroom. That's the green room. We call it the green room because the walls are kind of painted a light shade of green. The bedspread was green as well, so you guys can just see in this room here. This one is not really haunted. No one's really had any experiences in there. This is the main bedroom. Yeah, this is the main bedroom. My grandma used to sleep in this room. There's the bed. Okay. And then that thing's been gone for a while. That hole just freaks me out as well. If you guys see anything on the cameras, just let me know. Now we're approaching the most haunted room in this house. This is where most of the activity is centered, and no one likes being in here. So if you hear, the dogs are just running around all over the house. So this is the room where my father locked his friend in. The room where me and my cousin had experiences, and now the dogs are on the bed. Okay, so a lot of activity we've encountered in this room, because here used to be 2 beds. There wasn't always just the one bed in here, it was 2 single beds. But yeah, nobody likes being in here. Even I don't like being in here. So there's a creepy chair. We'll probably do 1 EVP in here and 1 in the living room, and see if we can get anything. But this room is the main center of activity. Dogs are sniffing around, don't really know why. They startle themselves. So we'll go all the way back here. This is just the front part of the house. There's a lot of Egyptian things here. I don't really know if it's a good or a bad thing. I used to be fascinated with Egyptian mythology, but Now, you know, it kind of creeps me out sometimes. So the time now is 11. I want to be out of here by 12. I don't want to be in here at 12 anymore. So we're concluding this before 12. I wanted to do it quite late because I don't want to do it too early. And yeah, this is still wooden floor with carpet over. There's the mirror. Me and the mirror just got a little shaky there. Okay. I'm gonna go back to where we started. And we'll probably try to do a EVP now. My fiance is still sitting here playing with the magic 8-ball. See if we can get some replies. So this is the chair where I'm sitting. This is the chair my grandmother always used to sit in when she was around. So this is the chair I've chosen to sit in tonight. My fiance is a little bit worried. We're all feeling a little bit anxious in here. It's been a while since we've been in here at such a late hour alone. Okay, so we also did a couple of with the magic 8-ball. So apparently the thing we noticed in the corner is moving around. This neighbor's dogs are going crazy, so we'll see if we can get any EVPs and what comes through, if anything even does. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the camera down over here, just like that. And I'm just gonna put the flashlight next to it over here. So let's see if anything pops up.
Is the entity that is answering with the magic 8-ball the same entity of this house or not?
Is there anyone here? Is there anyone here who wishes to communicate to us? Is there anyone here who'd like to communicate?
Very doubtful. Does iemand die zou communicate? Is very doubtful.
Okay.
Ik denk dat moet communicate.
Okay guys, so it doesn't appear that the entity here wants to communicate with us. We're gonna try to use the magic 8-ball to find out a couple of more questions. We already did a couple, but we're gonna try to film a couple of more of those. So I'm also going to run the voice recorder while we're asking the questions. Grandma, are you here with us? You may rely on it. Is there anything you wish to tell me? My camera's a little blurry. Very doubtful. I communicate to my grandma a lot, so I guess she doesn't have anything new to say. Should we go away now? And dog's very interested in this. Cannot predict now. Okay, so they don't want to tell us if we should go away. Is there anyone here Anyone here who wish to communicate with us? You may rely on it. Do you have a name? Do you want to tell us your name? Can most likely. Is there more than one entity in here? Is there more spirits in here than I know of? Is there anyone else that wished to come through? You may rely on it. You can talk into the phone over here if you'd like. Or you can answer with the 8-ball over there. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. You brought some dogs with us. Do you like dogs? My reply is no. Okay, so you don't like dogs. Do you like other animals? You may rely on it. Okay, so you like other animals. What animals do you like?
That's by movement. Yes.
Okay, that was interesting. The air freshener thing over there kind of went off. I think it detects with movement, if I'm not mistaken. That was interesting. You want us to turn the radio back on when we leave? Without a doubt. Okay, so you like listening to the radio? It is doubtful, decidedly so. Okay, so you like listening to the radio. Do you wish to tell us something? My reply is no. So you don't really want to communicate. Do you want us to leave you alone? Cannot predict now. Every time we ask if we should leave, it says it cannot predict now. Okay. Okay. So we asked a couple of questions and replies were quite interesting. So yeah, let's see. This is the last place where I'm going to try to do the EVP, and then we will leave. Is Is there anyone here in this room? Anyone in this room that'd like to communicate? Is there anyone in this room who'd like to tell us something? Would you like us to leave? Okay, well, we thank you for your time. We're sorry if we disturbed you. We just wanted to see if anyone wanted to tell us something. So we're gonna leave now. Thank you so much for talking to us and for spending some time with us. Goodbye. Okay, so I think we're gonna leave now. We're maybe just gonna do a small walk through the house again here. See if we can find anything else. But I think we got some interesting results. We are going to cleanse ourselves with the incense when we leave the house. We're not gonna do it in the house because we don't want to upset or disturb any entities that reside here. Okay guys, so we're going to leave now. Apparently we also asked a couple of questions. Apparently the dogs are quite one of the reasons why it doesn't really want to communicate with us. And also I think the protective crystals and the cross I'm wearing around my neck is also affecting the readings a little bit. So we're just going to turn the radio back on and then we're going to leave through the back door over there. Okay, so we're outside now. I lit one of the frankincense incense. We're just going to clear our energies now. The house is already locked and I hope you guys enjoyed the investigation. We might try this again sometime again. The dogs are very relieved to be out of the house. I actually have 3 of them. Only 2 went in with us. The other one, she does not like to go into the house at all. Okay, so we are cleansed. I cleansed some of the things we took into the house. Just want to cleanse this 8-ball because we have done a lot of readings with it, so just cleansing that, cleansing the crystal that I'm wearing as well. Did cleanse the other. So yeah, that's the window to the room that I did the last EVP in. This is the room that's the most haunted. And if you look through this window here, this is the kitchen. I did turn the radio back on. And that is the window. Just the last peek into the house. Sometimes we see movement here throughout the kitchen. Sometimes we see these curtains over here move. You know, when no one's around or when the windows are all closed. So it's very interesting, but I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. And also, before I forget, just to cleanse the dogs as well. Okay, so we're back at my house and I kind of just wanted to show you. This is where we live. There's the house. So yeah, we have a good view of the kitchen and the creepy room. So yeah, this is how close we live to the house. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the investigation. Might try another one sometime. But yeah, I did take the dogs along for extra protection, but I know that was going to affect the reading, and also the protective crystals, I knew that was going to affect it as well. But I don't want to be thrown across the room or pull down a hallway, so you know, better safe than sorry. So I'd rather be respectful and get less replies and stuff than that I'm being disrespectful or not careful enough and then I bring home an attachment, because we also have protective barriers put up at our door. Up there on the balcony we have red thread, and that also protects your home from negative entities crossing the doorway. So we are safe now. I hope you guys enjoy the investigation. Okay, so I do want to replay the voice recordings.
Same entity of this house or not?
Is there anyone here? Is there anyone here who wishes to communicate to us? Is there anyone here who'd like to communicate? Okay, so that's the first one. Grandma, are you here with us? You may rely on it. Is there anything you wish to tell me? The camera's a little blurry. Very doubtful. I communicate to my grandma a lot, so I guess she doesn't have anything new to say. Should we go away now? I think the dog's very interested in this. Cannot predict now. Okay, so I don't want to tell us if we should go away. Is there anyone here? Anyone here who wishes to communicate with us? You may rely on it. Do you have a name? You want to tell us your name? What's your name?
About that. No.
Most likely. Is there more than one entity in here? Is there more spirits in here than I know of? Is there anyone else that wished to come through? You may rely on it. You can talk into the phone over here if you'd like. Or you can answer with the 8-ball over there. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. We brought some dogs with us. Do you like dogs? My reply is no. Okay, so you don't like dogs? Do you like other animals? You may rely on it. Okay, so you like other animals. What animals do you like?
That's my movement. That's my movement.
Okay, that was interesting. The air freshener thing over there kind of went off. I think it detects with movement, if I'm not mistaken. That was interesting. Want us to turn the radio back on when we leave? Without a doubt. Okay, so you like listening to the radio. It is doubtful, decidedly so, okay. So you like listening to the radio. Do you wish to tell us something? My reply is no. So you don't really want to communicate. Do you want us to leave you alone? Cannot predict now. Every time we ask if we should leave, it says it cannot predict now. Is there anyone here in this room? Anyone in this room that would like to communicate? Oh, that was just the dog jumping off the bed. Is there anyone in this room who would like to tell us something? Would you like us to leave? Sorry guys, just gonna replay that one part. Would you like us to leave? Okay, so let me just... This is just the last part. Okay, well, we thank you for your time. Sorry if we disturbed you. We just wanted to see if anyone wanted to tell us something. So we're gonna leave now. Thank you so much for talking to us and for spending some time with us. Goodbye. Okay, so those were all of the voice recordings. Okay guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the investigation. If you noticed anything in the footage or in the voice recordings that we didn't, you can just put that in the comments. That would be interesting. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can give us some ideas on places to investigate if you'd like. I had made a series now, paranormal locations in South Africa from a South African, so if any of those places look interesting, you can comment on them and we might look into investigating them sometime in the future. I already have like a couple of them on my list, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye guys, bless.